Hey everybody, SoxHeather here, and it is Soxtober. Oh, actually, it's Soxtober the 1st.
Soxtober.
Soxtober. So by now you realize that I'm going to be participating in Soxtober. We're going to try to vlog every day in October. And hopefully it'll help keep me on track, because Soxtober was a glaring success with keeping on track.
Woo!
Oh my god, he scared me. So today, for Tasty Tuesday, and to kick off Soxtober, I'm going to make a low-cal meatloaf. I had posted a question on Facebook and said, what kind of recipes do you guys want to see me lighten up? And I got some suggestions. I got macaroni and cheese, and I got a few other things, and I got meatloaf. And I thought, well, the Persian loves him some meatloaf.
I love him some meatloaf.
So that's what I'm going to start with on these recipes. If you can think of any other recipes to challenge me on to lighten it up, put them down below in the comments, and I'll try to get to them. But in the meantime, let's get started on this meatloaf.
She will lighten the recipe. I will lighten the mood. So winning comment.
I will lighten the recipe. He will lighten the mood. Oh, you are wearing pants. Okay, that's good.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. Oh, no. I'll be right back.
So let's start with ingredients. And this is the main ingredient that I'm doing to lighten up the beef recipe. Instead of using ground beef, because we actually don't eat ground beef anymore, I'm going to be using ground bison. I'm using 1 pound of ground bison, and I'm going to mix that up with ½ a pound of ground chicken breast. There's more than a pound in here. Well, there's more than ½ a pound in here, but I'm only going to be using half of it. So we're starting off with 1 pound of ground bison and ½ pound of ground chicken breast. I've got some oats. That's going to be my binding material. It's healthier for you than breadcrumbs. So I have some quick 1-minute oats. I have a tablespoon of minced garlic. I have about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I have 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I have the equivalent of 2 egg whites, 2 full egg whites. I have a bunch of oyster mushrooms, chopped. I read online that bison is a bit drier than beef, and I read that some people have had success with adding chopped up mushrooms to add some liquid, because if you've ever cooked mushrooms, you know that they bring out a lot of liquid. So I'm going to try that. And we've got a packet of Lipton onion recipe secrets. It's the Lipton onion soup. So, and then I have some ketchup and some barbecue sauce that I'll use in a minute. And we'll get going. Okay, I have I've put in the bison and the chicken. Now I'm going to add the cup of oyster mushrooms finely chopped. I'm going to add the 2 egg whites. I'm going to add the whole thing. I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce and the garlic. And the pepper. And if the Persian would be so kind as to open this up. I know I've got you busy putting the rest of that chicken in a Ziploc.
Labeled.
Good job. Waste not, want not.
What am I doing?
Open that for me.
I thought you were trying to focus on it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Now I'm going to dump that in. And now I'm going to dump the oats in. And I'm going to just take my hands and mix that up. If you're squeamish about handling meat, you can of course use a spoon. But I always find it mixes up better when you use your hands. So I will do that and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like after it's been all completely mixed up. It blended pretty well. The chicken blended pretty well with the bison. So it looks pretty good in my opinion. And now, because around here we like to put a little sauce on top of it, I've just taken 2 tablespoons of the Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce and 2 tablespoons of ketchup. I add the ketchup to make it a little more liquid, to increase the volume but not increase the calories as much. So what I'm going to do is just take this and dump it on here and spread it over the top. And then I'm going to bake this at 350 for about 45 minutes until an inserted thermometer reads 160. But if you don't have a meat thermometer, then about 45 minutes at 350 should do the trick. You want to make sure that your knife comes out clean. So that's that, and I'm going to stick this in the oven. All right, and there we have the finished product. It's reached 160 degrees internal temperature. It took me a bit longer than 45 minutes, or it took me about 50 minutes because I had something else baking in the oven with it. I had the side dish of asparagus baking with it, which you'll see on next Tuesday's recipe. So that took away some of the heat. That's why it took a little bit longer. It took me about 10 minutes longer. So just monitor yours. If it's baking by itself, 40 minutes should be fine. If it's baking with something else, a little bit longer will be necessary. It looks really good. My mouth's watering. Okay, time to try the meatloaf.
It's the best job.
You've never had bison before, have you?
I might have had a bison burger.
Yeah.
At some time.
Okay, so he's got a nice healthy bite of bison meatloaf. Bison/chicken meatloaf. How is it?
It's like a meatloaf.
Yeah.
And then a little bit different. But it has these crunchy things that are really good.
That's probably the onion or maybe the mushroom. I don't know why it'd be crunchy.
Okay, shall I move on to the other thing?
No, take another little bite. Does the bison taste any differently than the hamburger? Pretty much the same, huh?
Okay. It's super delicious. And then it has like a bit of... It's not gamey. I don't know what the right word is.
There's a different flavor.
It's so slight.
But is it good?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I just want to have some more. Go.
Okay.
Meatloaf.
Okay, I'm gonna try this bison chicken meatloaf.
It's a knockout, right?
Man. Yeah. You can taste the bison, for sure. He's never had bison, so he wasn't quite sure. You definitely can taste the bison. It just adds a little bit of a different flavor.
I knew it was bison, yeah.
Yeah. But that may also be... Oh man, that's good. From the Worcestershire and the
Barbecue
seasoning
sauce.
and stuff. But it is that, and the Lipton onion soup. That is quite tasty, and I would absolutely make that again.
Yeah, I would love to
And
have
it's not
this.
dry.
No, not at all.
Between the chicken breast and the egg white and everything else that we added to it, and the mushrooms, super moist. Ooh, that's going to be good on a sandwich tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. With mayonnaise.
Okay, so I'm finished with the meatloaf, and I was charged with the task of doing a lower calorie version, lower fat version of a meatloaf. So here are some stats for you. I didn't do everything. I didn't do the comparison of the breadcrumbs to the oatmeal. I think the calorie information is similar between the breadcrumbs and the oatmeal, but of course we all know the health benefits of oatmeal is going to be a lot better for you than the breadcrumbs. But calorically they are pretty comparable. Fat is less with the oatmeal, of course. There's no fat. But with bread there can be fat. So that's that. But with the bison, if you compare bison to beef, which is normally you'd have ground beef in your in your meatloaf. Calorically, bison, for a 3-ounce serving of each meat, bison is about 145 calories. And beef is about 207 calories. So right there you're saving 62 calories for every 3 ounces of bison. So for an ounce, it's about 20 calories per ounce, which is considerable. If you're using a pound, that's 16 pounds. Or, no, it's 16 ounces multiplied by 20 calories. So you're looking at another 320 calories. That's a big chunk of change there. That's my breakfast, is normally about 300 calories. So that's that. The protein between bison and beef is similar. It's about one gram of protein different. Bison has 24 grams and beef has 23. And all of these are per 3-ounce servings of each meat. Fat, bison for 3 ounces is 5 grams of fat. So that's less than 2 grams of fat per ounce, which is awesome. Beef is 4 grams of fat per ounce. It's 12 grams of fat for 3 ounces. So you're looking at a difference of 7 grams of fat. Carbs are the same. Both of them have no carbs. And for cholesterol, it's a little bit different. Bison has about 4 milligrams more of cholesterol. So it's at 70 for 3 ounces, and beef is at 66. The person's freaking out.
Oh my God.
However, you're not going to die. Well, we're all going to die, but you're not going to die tomorrow from the bison. Give me a break. But it's good. Here's the thing. It's good cholesterol.
Really?
Yes, it's a leaner meat. It's better cholesterol.
Are you sure? Is
Yeah.
it HDL?
You'll have to do the stats on that. That's not what this is about. Oh my God. Okay, but...
I'm going to lie down now.
Okay, rest yourself. Fix your constitution. Here's the thing, though. For the little 4 milligrams that you're gaining in the bison, here's what you're losing in egg whites instead of eggs. Because everyone I ever have known in my life puts full eggs in their meatloaf. I switched it out for egg whites, and here's what we've got. The cholesterol is half. A full egg has about 400, or is that one whole egg? 2 large eggs is 422 milligrams of cholesterol. 3 egg whites is 211. So that's half, and you get an extra egg white. But the amount is about the same. And I actually used only 2 egg whites in our meatloaf, so it's even less than 211. So for the measly 4 milligrams of cholesterol you're increasing with the bison, you're cutting 211 with the egg whites. So that's substantial. Calorie-wise with the eggs, you're looking at 51 calories for the egg whites, for 3 egg whites. And for a regular egg, it's 142 calories. So less than half of the calories are cut with egg whites. And you can't even tell the difference. Nobody could ever tell me that you can taste the difference between full eggs in your meatloaf and egg whites in your meatloaf. I won't believe it. I'll never buy it. Not for any amount of money. So you're saving 91 calories. Protein, the difference is slight. For protein, for 2 full eggs, you're getting 12 grams of protein. And for 3 egg whites, you're getting 11 grams of protein. So those yolks don't really contain that much protein. They do contain calories and cholesterol. And fat. Listen to this one. For 2 eggs, you get 10 grams of fat. For 3 egg whites, 0.2 grams of fat. Not even a full gram of fat in 3 egg whites. So you're looking at a 9.8 gram fat difference with egg whites and egg yolks. Full eggs. That is substantial. So if we add up the differences for calories, you're looking at about 153 calories less just for part of the serving. For protein, you're only looking at, actually it's evened out because bison has 1 more gram of protein and egg whites have 1 less gram of protein, so they even each other out. For fat, you're looking at 17 grams of fat less just by switching out bison and egg whites. That is amazing.
Thanks, baby.
And that's 17 grams per 3 ounces. We used a full pound, so we're looking at even less.
I feel better.
I'm glad you feel better. Okay, so I've done a little extra math because I was giving you 3-ounce servings of bison to beef, but I used a pound. So I multiplied the results by 5, which 3 times 15 would be, or 3 times 5 would be 15 ounces. So I'm missing an ounce there. But just for general math purposes, just by switching out a pound of bison for a pound of beef, I've saved 310 calories. I've saved 35 grams of fat, people. 35 grams of fat I've saved from the meatloaf.
Thanks, babe.
And I've saved 20, hold on. Actually, I've saved about 190 milligrams of cholesterol. And that's just from the bison and the egg whites. For egg whites, that's about the same. So about 400 calories total. It's unbelievable, really. It's unbelievable, the difference. About 400 calories total difference. And let's do about 44, 45 grams of fat. That is a huge, huge difference. I actually am amazed. I didn't do these numbers before the recipe. I just knew that bison was better off than beef. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit of math because I want to be able to say how much I've lowered it. I had no idea I would be lowering it by 400 calories and 45 grams of fat for the whole meatloaf. That is huge. That is 400 calories we won't be eating and 45 grams of fat we won't be eating. That is amazing. And 190 milligrams of cholesterol we won't be putting into our body. I'm astounded. I am quite proud of this recipe. And it was delicious. Now, keep in mind I also had in a half pound of chicken breast, but that's also going to lower it because if I had done a half pound of beef instead of chicken breast, I didn't do the numbers for that. It would be even more if I did the math for that. I'm astounded. I'm astounded. I'm astounded. I can't believe it. That's a huge difference. All right, I would say this recipe conversion was a glowing success. Challenge completed. Woo! All right, just keep swimming, guys.